Brady, what's your video game called again? The one where what are you, a cell?
Oh yeah. So that was Biorhythm.
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 And then I have a new one called.
Yeah, that game was awesome.
Fuck yeah, dude.
No, let's not move on yet though, because I want to talk about Biorhythm because I played it. I played it for like an hour and I had so much fun pissing off Tommy by just exploring every single, like, not trying to win the game, but just exploring all areas and finding all the dead ends.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, that game, I will say, has a lot of dead ends.
It has so many, and some of them are like really hard to get to because of the flow of the blood.
Yeah.
It'll take me like 5 minutes to swim upstream to a dead end.
Oh Jesus, that's so funny.
Also, why I never figured out the talking shit, but I did it constantly.
Oh.
Is there ever a reason?
Yeah, you can like, oh man, yeah, so you can like talk to other guys, but then also you can just kind of like make noise, and if there's anyone around, they'll make noise back to you.
That's mainly what I did. Is I just did it. I just would always do it because you could just hold. What was it? Spacebar. You just hold spacebar and you just talk.
Yeah, you could just relentlessly spam that little gibberish sound.
Who recorded the gibberish sound? I want a behind the scenes look.
Yeah, that was my girlfriend Phoebe, and I just took a bunch of her like, she just said a bunch of letters, and then I like scrambled them all up and fucking I put them in like a vocoder.
Wow, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. And are you still dating Phoebe?
Mm-hmm. I am.
I'm so happy you guys didn't break up due to creative differences around what gibberish was.
What was the answer?
She wanted to make different gibberish. It wasn't. It
wasn't jibby enough?
Yeah. It's too comprehensible.
This is gibber-ish, but it's not jibby enough.
Would you give us a quick rundown on Biorhythm for
give us the
lay
pitch.
Viewer, the lay listener?
The HD re-release is coming out soon.
Wait, yeah, wait,
Right?
What'd you say, Cheech?
The HD re-release of Biorythm is coming out soon. I know that E3 is canceled this year, but I think that this has a very similar audience, so.
In stunning.
Okay, so
4K.
if this is a bit, I can almost assure you that most people aren't getting it, okay? But if it's real, then continue.
I guess it is a bit.
Yeah.
just to be clear.
No, yeah, it's not a bit. I'm not going to work on this game anymore. Okay, Biorhythm is a game I made over many years that is about a bunch of bacteria inside someone's blood, and they have feelings, and they don't understand what they are. And
yeah, it really did get me with the feelings. I really like when they went into speech mode and they were like, "But I want to keep growing and eating, but you have to stay here." And they're like, "But you're me." I got caught up a little bit.
Well, fuck yeah, man. That's the dream.
Yeah. That's the goal.
The emotional pathos of Biorhythm.
Yeah, dude, that was the goal.
Walk me through the gameplay loop. I'm a gamer. I need constant adrenaline piped into my veins. I'm drinking Mountain Dew. I'm on my gaming chair. I whip out my $600 Scuff gaming controller, and I'm ready to sit down and play Biorhythm. Walk me through what my spine's doing during this activity.
Okay. So first of all, you got to clench your spine.
Okay.
You got to be in your fucking gamer's position, you know?
Both legs are up. I'm in gamer position.
Yeah.
I'm
clenched and scrunched.
I'm scrunched, I'm perched.
Yeah, and taut, I hope.
Oh, well, that's a given. I mean, even when I watch TV.
How much gamer fuel do you have within arm's reach?
I mean, how much are you trying to achieve?
Normally it's either a gallon or slightly less than a gallon.
I think that's like essentially the bare minimum you'll need.
So let's say I want to.
Yeah, normally.
That sounds about right. Okay, so Biorhythm, the sequel to Dark Souls, it's a rhythm action game. Is that right?
Yes, it is a rhythmic action game. So you are the person who you're inside's heart is like constantly beating, and that's like a turn. And so the turns come really fast. So you're like swimming around, and every time the person's heart beats, you're moving. And then all the enemies are rhythmic enemies that move to the beat, or like, you know, attack to the beat or whatever. And so yeah, it's like a rhythm strategy game that you need a lot of gamer fuel for.
Thank you so much for mentioning Gamer Fuel yet again. Mountain Dew Game Fuel, proud sponsor of Laughtown. Did I tell you guys about the time? So I went to a CSGO, a Counter-Strike Global Offensive tournament in New York City recently with one of my friends. And so it's a young crowd at the Counter-Strike Global Offensive tournament. And so they don't serve beer. So it's at the
video game.
Oh yeah, sorry to be clear, it's a video game. So they don't serve beer.
I thought it was like an anti-terrorist.
Yes, I went to. So I watched a SWAT team kill a terrorist, and it was pretty fun. It was a young crowd. No, okay. So I went to this video game tournament at the Atlantic Center, and. So it's a young crowd, and so they don't serve beer. Normally, if you go to an NBA game at the Atlantic Center, they serve beer. But it's okay. So instead of beer, where all the sections where they usually serve beer, they're literally serving Mountain Dew Game Fuel.
Oh,
to all the children. And there were literally, there's a section that normally is kind of like the beer garden section of, if you go to an NBA game. And that was the Mountain Dew Game Fuel section. And it was just filled with teenagers just getting fucking destroyed on Mountain Dew Gamer Fuel. Which, in case you guys are
so
curious,
worried about them.
The slogan for Mountain Dew Game Fuel is, it's domination in a can. So those kids were fucking revved up. And we were watching a lot of violence, and it was sick.
Is there a specific drink called Game Fuel? Is that?
Oh yeah. No, it's called Mountain Dew Game Fuel. Yeah, and it's a more extreme.
I think there's a couple flavors now. How many flavors?
Oh yeah. So Mountain Dew Game Fuel is like a kind of sect of the Mountain Dew Christianity, if you want to think of it that way.
Yeah.
And then there's flavors within that.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I think.
Okay, Brady. I want a rundown. I want spoilers for Biorythm, because I'm going to be honest, I can only play it on Tommy's computer, and it's quite time consuming.
Yeah, especially if you're
but I was
find
curious.
Every dead end.
Yeah, especially if you're
yeah.
That really blows it all out.
Well, I think it made the game, for me personally, it made the experience, but I want to know how it ends.
Oh, it's sad. It ends sadly. They all you just divide a ton, and you guys make a bunch of copies of yourself, and because you're like a little pathogen dude, you're killing the body. And but you don't really understand that you're doing that, and then there's this horrible internal conflict between all the bacteria about whether they should stop dividing or keep dividing. And then there's a fight, and there's multiple endings.
Between the bacteria fight?
I love that.
Yeah, so the bacteria fight each other about whether they should stop dividing or keep dividing.
Yeah. Some of them turn into good bacteria. Wow.
Yeah, that's how it ends.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the ending where the bacteria learn to fight each other, where the bacteria turn on each other, that's what inspired the new cancer treatments that are the immunotherapies, right?
Yeah, well, part of what's frustrating about that is I feel like people aren't acknowledging the game's contribution
to the scientific space. Well, it was cited in the ASCO paper, I'm pretty sure, but maybe you wanted a higher level. It was cited as a source, but not. You wanted an author's credit, maybe.
I wanted some form of compensation.
Ah, I see. Beyond the $15 price tag of Biorythm.
Well, so what I was kind of hoping for was some kind of royalty would be paid to me anytime anyone was cured of cancer.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that seems fair.
Paid by the person who was getting the treatment.
Oh, well, now we're getting into, Medicare for all, or,
This is actually a good point, though. I would like to say that I think we deserve about 10% of any sales of Biorythm after the release of this podcast.
And before. Let's extend that before, too.
Yeah.
Because, we've always been there.
All right. Here's the deal.
Yeah, it's true. We have been very vocal supporters of Biorythm.
So you guys we can do this right now. You guys can get 10% of all sales going forward if you agree to take 10% of the net profit at this point.
I see. So you've lost money on this bad boy. All right. So Steam has fucked you over, I think. Is what
You've got that
here.
so right. Yeah, it's like it was like a really fun game to make, and I liked it a lot. It did not make money, and that's okay.
It's hard to make money as a just in general. It's hard to make money.
There was a really funny thing that so like in order to publish the game, I made like a little company, like a little LLC.
Oh, and tremendous. To protect yourself, because if you got sued,
exactly.
If it turned out that the immunotherapy started killing patients, you didn't want to take on that.
Yes,
that responsibility.
That's true.
So like last year, I was doing my taxes for the LLC for the first time, and like I was just recording all of the like things I'd spent money on, and then I was like recording the income, which at that point was nothing. And then there's like a little checkbox at the end of this form where you're like, "Is your business in peril?" And I was like, I don't know. I don't think I'm like in peril. I feel like, even if this game doesn't make money, I won't be like heartbroken over this. I think I'm fine. And and that's not what they meant, it turns out. They actually don't care how you feel about your business not making money. They really mean, is your business going to be profitable?
Yeah.
And what if did you answer it wrong in the IFC? What is the fucking company? The IFC is the station. What is it? The ICA?
Wait.
The IRS.
The IRS.
Dude.
Did they come after you and they were like, Brady, your business is about to be in peril, and they like break your legs?
No, I don't know. I caught it like while I was looking it over because I was like,
Okay.
they're probably not checking in about my feelings. They're probably
Yeah, the IRS normally doesn't check in.
The IRS, I'm pretty sure on the end of my W-4, it's like, how you doing question. And if you check like kind of shitty, they give you more back. So
yeah,
it's a little bit of a tax
They should
hack.
do that. That would be awesome. Or they should just have like a form on your taxes where you can just like maybe write like a free form essay or something.
Yeah, and it's just guaranteed that they read it. It doesn't affect your taxes. They just definitely read it.
Yeah, and they'll respond maybe.
Yeah.
Is there a word limit? Is it like 500 words or?
I think it should be a strict 5-paragraph essay.
Yeah, it has to be in like
5-paragraph.
Mm-hmm. And you have to have at least 2 sources.
I think it should be like a time limit, like the ACT.
Yeah. And honorable.
It kind of is like a time limit because you got to send them in by April 15th or something. It's just a really long time limit.